students. We are doing the second chapter, Is Matter Around Us Pure? In the previous lecture, we have done that matter is divided into pure substances and impure substances. We have done about the impure substances, that is mixture. Mixture again has been divided into homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture. Today we are going to do true solution, which come under the category of homogeneous solution. Now the question arises, what is true solution? For example, take one example. Take sugar, 4 grams of sugar dissolve in water. What you get? Sugar solution. Take 4 grams of salt, dissolve in water. What you get? Salt solution. So, solutions can also be called as true solution. We shall go with the definition. A solution is defined as a homogeneous mixture of 2 or more substances. Example, sugar solution, salt solution, soda water, etc. Now, we have taken sugar and dissolved in water. So, solution have 2 components, solute and solvent. Then what is solute? The component of a solution which is present in a small amount are called as solute. And the component which is present in a large amount is called as solvent. For example, sugar solution. In sugar solution is made up of sugar plus water. So solute is sugar and solvent is water. Next, moving to the types of solution, there are 3 types of solution: solid solution, liquid solution and gaseous solution. What are solid solutions? Those solutions in which solid acts as a solvent, whereas solute can be solid, liquid or gas. Take one example, alloys. Alloys are the mixture of 2 or more metals or a metal and a non-metal. They cannot be separated into the component by the physical method, like brass, stainless steel. In this, the solvent is solid. Okay. Next, moving on to the liquid solution. Those solution in which liquid as a solvent, for example, sugar plus water. So liquid is solvent. They come under liquid solution. Example of liquid solution are sugar solution, salt solution, aerated drinks, soda water, etc. Gas solution, those solution in which gas acts as a solvent. Example, air is a mixture of gases. Cloud, fog, mist. They are the example of gas solution where gas acts as a solvent. And solute can be solid, liquid or gas. They can be dust particles, water vapor, anything. Next, moving on to the properties of solution. What are the properties of solution? First, a solution is always a homogeneous mixture. A solution is always a homogeneous mixture. It cannot be heterogeneous. It is always a homogeneous mixture. The component of the solution do not chemically react with one another. Take sugar, dissolve in water. They react chemically? No, they react physically. So, components of the solution do not chemically react with one another. The particles of the solution are smaller than 1 nanometer so that they cannot be seen with the naked eye or even under a microscope. Take sugar, dissolve in water. Can you see the sugar particles? No. Can you see the salt particles when salt is dissolved in the water? No. So they are smaller than 1 nanometer. They cannot be seen with the naked eye. Next, because of the small size, the solute particle do not scatter a beam of light passing through them. They don't show Tyndall effect. Then what is Tyndall effect? Suppose if I take true solution in a beaker, take sugar solution. I have taken sugar solution. Take a torch and allow the light to pass. This you can do at your home also. What happens? It will go straight without scattering. This is called scattering. The light, when it passes through a mixture. If it scatters, this is called as Tyndall effect. In true solution, the light goes straight, whereas in the other solutions like colloids and suspension, the light scatters. Okay, true solution do not show Tyndall effect. The light doesn't scatters. Next point. The particles of solute in a solution passes through the filter paper. Take filter paper, normal filter paper, and pass the sugar solution into it. Will the sugar particles stay on the filter paper? No, it will pass through the filter paper. So particles of solute in a solution passes through the filter paper. A solution is always transparent in nature. It cannot be translucent or opaque. They are always transparent in nature. Now, last point, when the solution is allowed to stand undisturbed, the particles do not settle down. This shows the solution are stable. So, dissolve the sugar in water. Leave it. After some time, can you see the particles of the sugar which have been settled down at the bottom? No. So, they are stable. They don't settle down. So, they are stable. These are the properties of the solution. They are very important. You have to learn the properties. Next, moving to the concentration of solution. What is concentration of solution? For example, take 3 beakers containing 100 ml of water. In the first beaker, add 5 grams of sugar. In the second beaker, add 10 grams of sugar. In the third beaker, add 15 grams of the sugar. I am increasing the concentration. How you are increasing the concentration? By increasing the amount of solute. So, concentration of a solution is the amount of solute present in the given amount of solution. In the solution, how much amount of solute is present? That is concentration, or the amount of solute dissolved in the given amount of solvent. Okay, so formula of concentration is amount of solute by amount of solution. Clear? Or amount of solute by amount of solvent. So concentration can be calculated by many methods, but in our 9th grade only we are having 2 ways for expressing the concentration. There are various ways of expressing the concentration of the solution. The first one is mass by mass percentage of the solution. It is given by mass of solute in grams by mass of solution in grams into 100. Similarly, mass by volume percentage of the solution, that is mass of solute by volume of the solution into 100. Can we do one numerical? Yeah. See, a solution contains 40 gram of common salt. So, mass of solute is 40 gram. In 320 grams of water, mass of solvent is 320. It is not mass of solution, it is mass of solvent. So what is mass of solution? Mass of solution is mass of solute plus mass of solvent. That is 40 plus 320. That is 360 grams. Mass of solute is 40. Mass of solution is 360. 40 divided by 360 into 100. See, mass of solute is 40. Mass of water is 320. Mass of solution is 40 plus 320. That is 360. Now what we have to calculate? Calculate the concentration in terms of mass by mass percentage. So mass by mass percentage of the solution is given by mass of solute by mass of solution into 100. That is 40 by 360 into 100. That is 11.1. Now I am ending up the session till here. Thank you.